everyone, my name is Victoria. On Instagram, my Instagram handle is Girl with a Butterfly. So for those of you who follow me, I think it's pretty evident that I like butterflies and I use them in all of my spreads, all of my journaling for the most part. It's pretty rare that I don't use a butterfly. And I wanted to, so this is my first ever junk journal, my personal junk journal. So I would say compared to, like, I'm working on some custom journals right now, and this was more of like an experimental thing where I was just really getting to know what junk journaling is about. So you'll notice it's a little bit, I would say it's a bit more basic than, there's not going to be a lot of really cool tuck spots or secret envelopes and writing spots and things like that in this one. So that's something I'm exploring a lot more with the custom journals. But in this journal, I explored a lot more with like different color palettes, and there really is not a theme. The reason I even got into junk journaling two and a half months ago, I think, I stumbled upon a junk journal post on Pinterest and thought that was super cool. And I was really just, I don't even remember what I was searching for. I've always loved just like regular journaling where you just write and that's it in a journal. But I felt like I needed a creative outlet to process, not only COVID and how hard this last year has been for, I think, the entire world, but also just the last couple of years in my personal life have been pretty challenging and very transformative. So challenging, but I think for the better in the long run. So I needed a way to express that. I don't like to mix my work with crafting. This is definitely a place of solace for me. But I'm a clinical therapist, so I felt like, mental health is something that I work in every day. So I talk mental health, I listen to people struggling with mental health issues, and of course with COVID, like I mentioned earlier, I think all of us probably have our own level of mental health issues at this point, if we didn't before. So I really needed a creative outlet where I wasn't using my mind so much, or I wasn't talking, I was just creating with my hands, like not a lot of thinking. And this has been just like a really, really great, like I said, a place of solace for me. I can really get away from life stressors, almost to the point where now my family and friends are calling me a recluse, and it really has consumed me over the last 2 months because I really wanted to finish this journal. Now that it's done, now I'm actually really focused on the customs. I think that's just my personality. I have a hard time like not getting tunnel vision, so I think I'm learning with that. But anyway, really wanted to share this with you. Like I said, it'll explore some of my personal stuff, so I'm not gonna like do TMI stuff, but I will share bits and pieces of, again, the purpose of the butterfly. So anyway, this is a really cute little thing that I just found on Amazon, and I thought it was just so pretty in this little amber colored gem right here. I thought it went really well with the colors of the cover, and then also just this beautiful deep red or burgundy color fabric. So let me go ahead and unravel it. Oh, and I didn't mention, so I had a cute setup, at least I thought it was cute, that I created yesterday for this flip through, but it wasn't working out. So now I'm literally on the floor. That seems to get me the best lighting. Let me try to unravel this. Okay, so pretty huge, very chunky journal. Here's what it looks like. Again, no rhyme or reason with the colors. I was experimenting with different textures. Obviously, there's so much texture in here. I didn't realize I'd love it so much. A bunch of different pieces of fabric, trims, things like that. This is what the back looks like. And again, in hindsight, I'm realizing I could have like turned this into a little tuck spot, maybe even a pocket right here, but you'll notice I plastered a lot of stuff without, and then in hindsight realized, I could have done something more creative with that. Anyway, I like this green velvet. I think it's a very like rich color, and green is, if I had to pick a favorite color, green is definitely my favorite color, in most variations of it, but especially this rich one. And of course, here's a little butterfly cutout that I got from some ephemera that my friend got me for my birthday. They had recently found out about my love for crafting, and so a lot of my friends got me a bunch of crafting supplies for my birthday in April. And I titled it Metamorphosis Volume I, meaning there might be a couple more volumes, but I think not for me. I think I would like to make a collection that I would probably sell later on. And now that I have more ideas and more experience, I think I have some really cool ideas for the future. And also this little cutout right here, it's from a Ruby and Pearl Digi collection, and I think it was like a ballet one, and I just cut it in half and sized it, made it really small, because I really liked the burgundy colors here to match with this. I always want to call it an applique, but I think it's applique. Anyway, so if I say the wrong thing, that's what I'm talking about. And then the spine, I did a no-sew journal because my sewing skills are definitely subpar right now. My mom actually was a professional seamstress in St. Petersburg years ago, so I feel like she should be able to give me private lessons, and I've been asking her, but I think she's done with that part of her life. Although I'd love to learn, because I've been doing a lot of like research into my heritage as well, and I remember growing up, she used to sew us so many beautiful dresses. Even for our dolls and Barbie, she would sew the most elaborate dresses. So I would love to at least learn how to do the basics for journals in the future. And then of course I just covered it up in lace fabric. And then you can probably tell, so right here there's a lot of let's call this, what it's technically called burgundy, but it looks more like fuchsia to me or something like that. That was the original cover, but then I didn't like it for this journal, so I kept adding to it and taking away. On here, this applique also I just got from Amazon. You'll notice I don't have a lot of like antique fabrics in this journal, because I was just really learning about this new world of junk journaling. And when I first started my Instagram page, I really didn't think it was going to be for anyone but me. I didn't want to post my crafts on my personal page because I feel like a lot of people just don't really relate to that. When I would post pictures, I don't know, I just didn't feel like there was engagement, and so I decided, you know what, this is a personal thing that I want to do for myself. So I started it, and then again, this was 2.5 months ago. Now I feel like I just follow so many amazing people, and I have so many great followers too, and it's just this incredible community that I never knew existed. So I feel very fortunate to have found out about it. Honestly, I wish I had found out about it years ago, but the fact that I found out about it like during this global pandemic was kind of a lifesaver. Also, you can tell I did definitely decorate my nails, and I put on some rings for this. I got my nails done yesterday for this flip through, but then also because I'm going to Belarus for a family wedding. They haven't seen me in years, so I was like, okay, definitely gotta maybe at least get a manicure. And then this ring, really quick, I won't talk about it too much, but this ring I got in Norway, I think right before everyone started hearing about COVID, so we almost got stuck there, but I went to Iceland and Norway with one of my sisters, so we got sister rings. These are like traditional Norwegian. I think they wear these during weddings. They definitely make a big party out of it. So I got violet stones, and then she got, I believe, red, like rubies, for her birthstone. And then this ring, I don't even remember where I got it. And then I just like this one because, again, my favorite color is green. Anyway, so let's go ahead and go through this journal. Oh, and this is, I never mentioned because it falls out. So this was supposed to sit in here. The pocket's just not very snug. But this is a picture of a painting that I have in my home. And I actually had my friend, I had her create a painting for me. And if she does amazing artwork. Actually, and I have several pieces of her art in my home. I just love her style. So if you're interested, her name is on Instagram is Art by Elina, and Elina is E-L-I-N-A, Art by Elina. So I just kind of downsized it, took a picture of that painting and then downsized it to fit, kind of embellished it a bit. And on the back you can tell that I was figuring out what size I had originally wanted this card to be. So I figured I can at least maybe journal on the sides. We'll see. All right, and this is the first page. So again, this journal is kind of like a self-portrait, if you will, a different way of expressing myself. And so this actually is a picture of me. I don't look like this on the daily at all. This is like costume makeup. And I don't know if you can tell, there's like literal feathers coming off of my eyebrows and even on my eyelashes. And then I just decided to kind of embellish that too, again, because I don't know where else I would use this photo. It was for a creative shoot that I was a part of years ago, and the theme was Firebird, which I won't go on a tangent, but Firebird, that's also known as the Phoenix, one of my favorite like Russian folk tales, and I would love to do a journal on the Firebird. So I thought this was a cool way to use this photo. And then this right here is me just having fun embellishing some bobby pins. Just because I have so much textured stuff in here, I needed something to pin them, and of course I wanted to decorate them. And on here I do have some quotes. There's two Bible verses and then a quote from St. Francis, and it's all about inner peace, calm, stillness. And the reason for that is because I think naturally I just have a lot of anxiety. I'm an anxious person. So, you know, part of the crafting process was to get some of that stillness too, to bring some of that calm into my life. Again, to get out of my head and the ruminating thoughts that we have. And then I just tucked it in here. This lace right here is actually from Sweet Pea Curiosities, and I think she avocado dyed it. It was like an old dress a wedding dress that she had thrifted, so she made some really cool pieces. And then this right here is part of the applique that you saw on the front, and I just love the dark against the light right here. It's so pretty to me. And then this is a ruby and pearl. I believe this is Dust to Roses, and this probably Amazon. And then this is my first journaling card right here. It's called Metamorphosis. Again, that's the name of this book, and it's all about, so butterflies are really representative of renewal, of hope, of transformation. And I mentioned, like, I've had a couple challenging years more recently, and I really think they've been transformative in a good way. So wanted to remember that. And these little pieces of fabric right here are also from Sweet Pea Curiosity. It's part of, like, they came with this collection of lace. And then I found these on Amazon as well. Just love jewels. You'll see them all throughout the journal. At this point, if I don't mention where I got a fabric or something, just assume it's from Amazon or some major craft store. So I haven't written anything on there yet. A lot of these I left blank because I really like to do like personal journaling, and I figured I didn't want to put that on a video for everyone to see. And this is just another journaling card, living in a constant state of metamorphosis. So again, the idea that we're always changing, and hopefully for the better. And I definitely want to kind of capture that in this journal. And this right here, I believe, is from Cora Kriya Crafts. Not sure if I'm saying her name right. And then this really beautiful image right here. Let me take these out again. I don't remember. I just probably looked up Rose picture on Etsy, and it came up, and it was just one image. It wasn't in a digi collection, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. This right here is a really fun color palette that I was experimenting with and I believe, so a lot of these digitals, they were from Little Joy of Bujo or Little Joys of Bujo, I forget. Her first name is Heather, I believe, and she's very generous and offers just free digis every now and then. So I really wanted to just put them all over the place, and this is an example of where I would have probably made this like a secret writing spot right here. I did turn this into a tuck spot. Haven't put anything in there yet. Oh, and then it says, a beautiful day begins with a beautiful mindset. Generally, I don't like quotes like live, love, laugh. I don't like cheesy things like that. At least to me, they're cheesy, but I'm totally fine with other people using those kinds of quotes and things like and phrases. But this one I liked because it reminds me of my work. Again, as a clinical therapist, we're all about reframing negative thoughts and changing the way that we think, etc. So I thought that was fitting. And then this right here is just the prettiest postcard that my boyfriend got me. I think either for Christmas or for my birthday, but he knows I love like vintage stuff. I've always collected little things like that, especially when I visit my extended family in Belarus. I collect whatever I can from them. And it's just such a beautiful image. And these colors, like red, orange, you'll see these a lot in Russian folktales. Like I said, Firebird. So lots of like just really sharp, beautiful colors, and definitely not gonna write on it. I'm gonna try to preserve that. I thought it just went so well with this color palette right here. I wanted it to kind of have its own spread. And then some more sari fabric right here with sequins. Just love the little browns and how the red fades into this brown color right here. And then this is from my first Happy Mail, this wax seal from Lauren's Vintage Mail. And this is probably the last embellishment I added to all of this. I loved it so much, and I thought the colors went so well with it. And this is kind of funny. So this is supposed to resemble a sari ruffle that I see so many people do in their work, and I absolutely love it. But again, I mentioned my sewing skills at this point are subpar. So I didn't even want to try creating a ruffle, although I hear it's not that difficult. So what I did, created kind of like a makeshift ruffle by literally just using a bunch of paper clips. So I kind of just like wrapped it around and pinned it wherever I thought it would look good. And it's such a thin fabric that it doesn't feel too bulky. And this right here is a nesting doll, so in Russian called a matryoshka, and I actually got this. It's an earring that I got from my grandma when I visited her. I think it was like 15, so about 15 years ago. And I thought it would just look really cute here because I don't really wear them daily. And then this right here is, you know, lots of neutral colors here. I remember on this day I was having a bad day and I was just really frustrated, and again I wanted to not think about whatever I was angry about. I just needed some time to process things. So I went downstairs into my craft room, which is a big mess, as you guys probably know if you've seen my stories. I'm really not an organized person, especially with my crafts, and these were just lying on top of each other. I just had a bunch of papers lying on top of each other, and I was like, oh, this looks like a really cool, like it could be a really cool page spread. And so this took like 5 to 10 minutes. I felt like it just came together so fast without a lot of thinking. So these are Ruby and Pearl right here. This I got from like some art magazine that I thrifted. I don't know what I'll do with that. Maybe I'll write there. And this image is also from that art magazine. And this comes out. So I won't take it out now, but I can just write on the back. Okay, this right here was my goal. Literally my only goal was to not use any butterflies in this spread. So I have all these. These were like my first vintage cards that I got on Etsy for journaling. And this one was the most expensive by far. And it's so beautiful. I love like the ridges, the textures, the colors are so pretty. Like the little stamp right here. And then this one too, it's a little bit more simple, but I really like that gold color. There's a lot more writing on the back. And I remember I just also really wanted an excuse to use this. I think it's called like Rococo trim. I wanted an excuse to use that, and I thought it went well here. And then of course some sari trim. This one is not a real vintage card. It's a digi from Ruby and Pearl. And so writing space right here. And just another cute card right here. I really like the borders. Oh, and you'll see right here some more just altered bobby pins to clip things into my journal. Here's another one. And I actually had someone order, remember I had posted them, and then I had someone custom order, and I think that was my first custom order. And then some more Sweet Pea Curiosity lace right there. Oh, this one, these were my first digitals from Raindrop Lila, and I am on her design team, and I hope I'm saying the name. If I butcher anyone's name on Instagram, I do apologize beforehand. But she had just graciously given me these, just sent them to me because we were chatting about some things. And then so I put together, I thought these went really well with, and this is actually also Raindrop Lila. She had like this pretty cloud, like cotton candy skies that I just cut out into an actual cloud. And then these are from Perhaps Paper. She also, I believe, on her profile has like some free digis. So I thought the colors went really well together. And that's not a butterfly, I think that's a moth, but it'll do. And again, in hindsight, I feel like I could have turned that into a tuck spot. It looks pretty anyway. And then this is some more Sweet Pea Curiosity lace and fabric right there. And then there's a mini tag from Raindrop Lila. I just put a Bible verse again about stillness. Be still and know that He is God. So I felt like I could use that as a tiny little journaling card. And then I did manage to make a tuck spot right here. So I thought I could just put like I don't know. Sometimes when my friends like send me words of encouragement or something like that, I like to write it down so that I remember it forever. So I felt like that could go in here, or like a prayer, a written prayer. Oh, and then this, I really like this spread. I remember I purchased these digis from Ruby and Pearl, and I had cut them out ahead of time. Didn't really have a plan as to how I wanted to use them. And then it was Sunday night, and I was like, I really just want to craft. So I made these journaling cards. Again, lots and lots of texture, as usual. I really like how the pink looks against the blue, and then the black and gold right here, all these gold accents. And I think it looks so pretty on the back too, for me to journal right here. And then this is I think this is a Ruby and Pearl digital, or it might be a page from the book, because this journal is from an altered music book. Like just on the history of all these different composers, and a lot of music pieces are in there. So I'll have to check. And then practice making a little charm right here. And then here's another journaling card that I made, again with blues, pinks, gold, and of course this pearl trim. You might see it more in this journal. I really like it. And then I just adhered everything with these really pretty washi tapes, because I wasn't really using washi tape a lot, so I was trying to use it more in my journaling. And as you can see, there's a lot of washi tape here from the same place. I'm trying to remember. I think it's the Washi Tape Shop. Literally, I think that's just the name. And I just think they all go so well together. And they did come in a collection, actually, like that. And then found this, I think, on Amazon too, and I love it. Kind of looks like shells, like seashells to me. And I thought it just really went well with the rest of this color palette here. And then this is me again trying to make a little charm, and I think I would have preferred it without this little jewel. I think it looks better simple, but it's okay. Okay, this one is kind of like a birthday theme, and also like a Dust to Roses digitals. I remember when I found out about her digis. This was before I was on her design team. I created this spread, and I made this tag. This is one of my favorite telegrams from her collections. Actually, I think it was like this. I like cut the top half of it off and used it right here. But just some more journaling space right here. And then, so I've loved, I think it's from Yuki, I forget, I don't know how to pronounce her Instagram handle, but she makes these beautiful embossed papers. So I figured like I could journal on that, but I just clipped it in so that I can remove it if I need to. And then added these butterflies that I got from an old scrapbook paper. And then this is, let's see, like a birthday cake. It looks like two people are enjoying birthday cake, and it looks like champagne. And I got this as well, my first Happy Mail from Lauren's Vintage Mail. And since there was kind of like a birthday theme happening here, I decided to include a birthday card from one of my friends. I thought it went well with the color palette. This is also from Dust to Roses. And then this was also from the Happy Mail, and I just thought it went really well here. It was a card from her, from Lauren. And then these two right here, I think it's called My Porch Prints or something like that. Oh, and then this is from Sweet Pea Curiosities. She always includes extras in her packages, and I just thought it was really pretty here. I wanted to make sure that I included like Happy Mail stuff in here so that it's not just from me. Okay, this design is almost all Raindrop Lila. Again, like I love this rose image, and thinking like, why didn't I turn this into like a journaling page where you can flip it out? But at that point, I don't think I was really thinking about how to be more creative with it. I was just really looking at the different colors and how they go well with one another. I added some texture here. Again, some Rococo trim, and there's two journaling cards here from Raindrop Lila that I think are really pretty. They're blank on the back. Oh, and I think actually this right here is Ruby and Pearl. She has some pretty wallpapers. And then these butterflies are from On a Whimsical Adventure, I believe. Oh, and you'll notice I use these little pearl details right here. These are actually from the Dollar Tree. I went there like a month or two ago, and I spent like $60 on crafts. I didn't even know they had crafts there. And so now I stocked my craft bins with these. Like I have so much of them because I use them a lot. All right, and then this next one. So these are from Luna Rosu. I just came across her digis on Etsy, and then I found that she has an amazing Instagram page as well. So I made some journaling tags with some pretty sari trim. And I love how the colors are just so bright and vibrant. And this too I got from Dollar Tree, and I just added some different gems and stars. And I think this is a typewriter, but look at that stunning pattern right there. And then here's one as well from her, from Luna Rosu. Again, just super vibrant images. I love it. Blank on the back so I can journal. They're not too snug in here. Could have probably made this trim tighter. Again, I feel like if I could have sewn this on, it would have been a lot more snug. And then this one's just this beautiful woman. And this little fabric, you'll see it kind of interspersed throughout my journal. I found this beautiful, beautiful tablecloth in my garage that I completely forgot about. Found it recently and have been using it a lot for journaling. And then this is just scrapbook paper that I've had for years and years. These butterflies are also from Luna Rosu, and I feel like they just make amazing tuck spots. I use butterflies a lot on the sides like that, specifically for tuck spots. And this is a vintage rose card. This is also from Luna Rosu, and I think that says balloon because it was like a carnival circus themed digital collection. And then this little background paper right here is also from Yuki, if I'm saying her name right. Ruby and Pearl right here. So I wouldn't say there's anything like, with this I think I was just, again, experimenting with colors. I don't know that there was any meaning behind it. This scrapbook paper, these butterflies are from Cora Korea Crafts, if I'm saying that correctly. These butterfly stickers, some fun, colorful sari silk that I had. And it's kind of like, I made like a secret journaling spot right here. And this right here kind of serves as a tuck spot for it. This is just a cute little, I think they're called specimen cards. And some playing around with including more different like mesh fabric. And then this is, I got this on Amazon too, I think, and I just kind of embellished it with some stickers, some fabric. And I did this before I even had this journal, so don't think it necessarily matches or anything. And here I was just having fun with acrylic paint, like literally just finger painting, because I didn't want it to just be white and boring, so I added that. All right, and this is another Raindrop Lila, you could say, you know, design team project. Although, so I will say, these background pages right here are actually from Ruby and Pearl, and I wanted them to have a little bit more texture, so I took acrylic paint and just outlined some of the flower patterns, which are so beautiful. I think I actually accidentally copied 2 of her digitals onto one page, and I really liked how it looked. It didn't look messy or anything, I loved how it looked. And this is from Raindrop Lila, On a Whimsical Adventure for the butterflies. And I loved, like, there's little children on this theme. Loved how the little blue ribbon in her hair matches this cute butterfly. Of course, again, embossed paper right here and the really beautiful Rococo trim, which is why it's so hard to close my journal because there's just so much texture everywhere. The only reason this is here, by the way, I had, I think, a butterfly on here, ended up taking it off, putting it on here, and I made, because of the really strong glue, there was like a big ripped piece. So, but I actually like this little accent gold piece right here. Oh, and then I added these well before, these little red pieces, well before I even had a color, like a spread ready. And then this is also from Raindrop Lila. It was a longer piece, and I forget what she calls them, but I just cut it in half and thought it could be like a really cool tuck spot. And so again, this is also a journaling card. I'm not going to take it out. It's blank on the bottom. Oops. Anyway, this is probably one of my favorite palettes in this book. I really just like the burnt orange color with the blue and the copper. Actually, this is like the color palette of my living room, so I kind of love it for that. This right here are some letters that I've saved, like birthday cards and letters from my friends, and this one's from one of my closest friends, so these two are both from her, so it felt like it made sense to put them in this spread together. This is Ruby and Pearl. And then this actually covers a letter from she used to work with me and now we're just really good friends, but it says, "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams." And she wrote me that during one of the most difficult times in my life, which I'll get into a little bit later on, but you'll see the other half of the card, and the things that she wrote are just so beautiful, and I think anyone can really relate to them. This is a really pretty image that I found in that art magazine I mentioned earlier that I thrifted when I first started thinking I was going to collage and do some journaling. Again, I added some acrylic paint for some extra texture. I just think it's such a pretty image. I wish that I had scanned it first before adding all this acrylic stuff on it. And this was actually my first, I know I said earlier that I had a bunch of rose vintage cards that I found on Etsy. This was actually the first one, and I liked it because it says write and no questions will be asked. And I think because I love writing, I do it a lot, I just thought it was very fitting for this. And then this opens up and there's a piece of another gardening book that I thrifted, and I could probably do some writing in there. This is Ruby and Pearl. Oh, and then with this, so I didn't want it to be just blank on the other side, so I just stuck 2 black hearts on each side of this pin. And then this is one of my more simple spreads, and I just really like these postcards. I wanted to showcase them. This butterfly and this beautiful blue lace, you can probably guess, is from Sweet Pea Curiosities. And I did actually do some journaling on the back, and I won't read it out loud, but it's the prompt was "Things that light me up." And then I just mentioned a bunch of different things on there. So it's kind of a more positive journaling prompt. And then this one right here, so things that I'm proud of in the recent years. So I don't know, you could read that if you want to and pause that. It's not super personal. And then of course this is Ruby and Pearl. You'll notice most of my digitals are from Ruby and Pearl because she was one of the first people that I even found out about when I first learned about junk journaling. Oh, this was supposed to be right here. Anyway, so this was again from that art magazine, so I really liked how it looked here, and this was one of the first cards that I made when I first decided to craft. So you'll see that if you go back to my very first post, you'll see this. I wanted to include something from my very first card making. And this right here, the Victor Book of the Symphony, that's the art book I keep talking about, or the music book that I keep talking about that I altered to make this journal. So I wanted to have bits and pieces of that in here. And then again, there's parts of the book are right here. And then this is a little secret writing spot right there. And then these, I won't open them necessarily, but they're from more pieces that I really liked from the book. Range of the violin, so I play violin, so I definitely wanted to save that. And then this is a Russian composer, and since that's my parents' background, my family's heritage, I really wanted to include that in here as well. And who knows, maybe we'll do some journaling on it. I don't know. Oh, and then I tried to make it look more vintage, so I actually purposely burned the edges here before I learned about blending tools. And then behind here is just more garden imagery. This also came from the garden book, and I really like it because I recently learned that daisies are the birth flower of April, and that is, my birthday's in April. So I really wanted to include this in here. And then this is the card that I was telling you about that my coworker / friend wrote, and I do encourage people to read this. It's on my page as well, and it's so, like I said, she gave this to me 3 years ago, and it still relates today, and I love reading it, and it's so encouraging. Oh, this image. I love this image. I feel like I wish I was this girl. She's so elegant, and look how cutely she's holding this teacup. It's so adorable, and of course, I was going to have to add a butterfly on there. And then this is funny. I just kind of not even neatly, I just glued on some trim, you could call it. This is from my sister's shirt. She moved to LA recently and forgot this, and I cut it up and she was fine with it. And then in here I have a little like a card from this teapot that I got for my birthday from my boyfriend. So I thought it'd be fitting to put it here. And then Periwinkle's papery or envelope, she included this in some recent mail, and I just thought that was so adorable. So I wanted to keep that. And you guys, I'm going to show you the teapot that I got from my boyfriend because it is so cute. It is so beautiful. And for those of you who really follow me, you'll notice that like I'm not good with surprises. Like I'm not good at keeping surprises. Even for the custom journals I'm working on, I send them updates constantly, and I just get so excited. I post about it all the time. And with this one in particular, so I told him that I had wanted this teapot and he wasn't going to tell me if he got it or not because he wanted it to be a surprise. So I just said, well, you know what, I'm going to get it anyway because I need it now. And then he was like, okay, please don't get it. I already got it for you. So I kind of ruined the surprise for him. All right, let's keep going. This is just a different, experimenting again with a different color palette. I love, love, love this deep blue. It's so striking, and you can kind of see gold, shiny gold on it as well, from Yuki. To use as a journaling card, and really I just thought it looked so well with this palette. It was just a nice pop of color. And then this is just some vintage papers from Handmade of Stardust, Melanie. And then some more pretty wallpaper. I was experimenting with stamping. I'm not sure yet how I feel about it. I did some right here as well. Just kind of went a little crazy with it. Oh, this is an envelope too. So see, I guess I did learn how to make a tuck spot. Oh, I love this song. I posted it on my page. I won't talk about it very much, but I love the lyrics. I think it's, to me anyway, the best expression of what unconditional love really is. And then I have this cute little postcard to my Valentine. I feel like this could be like a prayer card or something like that. And then these are from, so all of this right here, minus the postcard, is Raindrop Lila. So I made a little twirling heart right here. It says, be still my heart. And then again, I made a little tuck spot right here from some of her digis. Oh, this is one of my favorites. So beginning of COVID, I mean, I thought I was gonna have this huge birthday party, and then nobody was talking to anyone, nobody was going outside, so I wasn't really able to do that. So instead, my boyfriend and I, his name is Eric, we just decided to have a face mask night and a foot mask night. So he came over, we did that, we watched movies, it was so much fun. And then I just included really fun photos here. This is him on his birthday. I got him a cute little cupcake, and then this was for Christmas. He got me just this really sweet gift. It's called like Night Sky. From the first day we met, they take a picture of the sky. I'm sure you guys have seen that on Instagram. Just a really sweet note right here from him. He writes music, he writes lyrics, so he's really good with words, and I just love reading his stuff over and over. And then here's some more photos of us just being silly. And then this right here is a Valentine's Day card from him, and it's an inside joke between us. There's a kitten on it, and we're not really pet people. It's not to say I don't like pets, you guys. I don't want you to think that, but we don't have pets. We didn't grow up with pets either. So that's just a funny joke between us. I mean, this is from Crafty Paper Bits. I tried to do like kind of a secret journaling spot right here. So I wrote a poem right there. And then this page spread is kind of devoted to his, to Eric's stuff as well. Like I mentioned earlier, he got me all these postcards, and this is one of the envelopes from the postcards he got me, and a bunch of handwritten letters from him right here that I just love and read over and over and over again. This is a strawberry spread. Well, I call it a strawberry spread because of this sari trim right here. This is sari trim. You guys, I'm going to try to go quickly at this point because I think I'm going way over time. Crafty Paper Bits. This is Ruby and Pearl. I embellished it with jewels and fabric. Practiced with a tuck spot right here. Cora Korea Crafts, I think, with this as well. And then this right here is Crafty Paper Bits. Just wanted to have fun with pink. This one's like cotton candy colors. I really wanted to keep this. This is from my first Dust to Roses design team project, and I made 5 tags. I couldn't decide which one to keep, and then I just decided to keep this one and realized it says Victoria right there. I hadn't noticed it when I was creating this tag, and so I thought, okay, this is meant to be mine because I'm a brunette too. So I feel like this girl resembles me the most out of all of them. Made another little tuck spot right here, or a little pocket. And then this is a really adorable birthday card from my sister that she got me, and I thought it went so well with the color palette that I would use it. And it sticks out a lot, so that's why I like to use these little altered bobby pins. I love this spread right here so much. Again, I'm using butterflies as tuck spots right here. This is from Handmade of Stardust. Butterflies on it, so I really felt like it would go there. And I forget, you guys, I love this image. I forget which collection it comes from. Just found it randomly on Etsy. And again, some more butterflies. Oh, this is from a dress I got at Goodwill. Just cut it up. Some more of my little bobby pins. This is my Russian spread, Slavic Belarusian spread. This postcard I just got probably on Amazon or something, but I love the deep rich colors here. And then this is a picture of me from this Russian themed nesting doll photo shoot for a personal project from years ago, and I thought it was so cool to include it here. This is a birthday card. Of course with nesting dolls, and then I added this washi tape because again I was trying to use a little bit more washi tape in my spread, and I thought it just looked, it reminds me of Russian fabrics and things like that. And then I love tea. I grew up drinking tea, so my family, they're big tea drinkers. If people come over, you serve them tea. There's no way they're gonna leave without drinking some tea. So I actually have a lot of different types of tea that I like to steep. And then this is from Russia. I believe I got this in Russia. So here's actually the actual package. King Nicholas, I believe, or Tsar Nicholas right there. I just think the packaging is so pretty, and it smells so good. I don't know how to describe the scent, but it's delicious. And then I actually have right here, this is just a sticker that I wanted to include, and on this, you can tell it says Russia there in another language. And then I also included a bunch of Polaroid photos that I took when I was, I think I was 23. I guess not a bunch. A couple of Polaroids from my last trip there. And this one right here is of my grandpa's grave, actually. So we visit that every time we go. I never got to meet him in person, but hear just really amazing stories about his life, and he just seemed like he was the life of the party. So I would love to, learn more. And I mentioned I'm going to Belarus actually in a week, and I'm gonna try to snag as many ephemera pieces and vintage. Literally, if my grandma will let me, I'm gonna take some of the vintage wallpaper on her walls. I'm sure she'll let me. She's so sweet and generous. All right, almost done. This is just some Happy Mail stuff that I wanted to include, some letters from people. This is a Russian congratulatory card. This is a page from the book that was altered. This is a bag that I accidentally ripped because I just turned to my Etsy packages and was able to salvage it and turn it into a pocket. Again, more pages from the book, the altered book. I really like Rupi Kaur, and this is one of her poems. Another really fun palette, this color spread was, or this color palette was new for me. I don't really use a lot of pastel, as you can probably tell if you follow me. This is Raindrop Lila, so such beautiful images right here. Again, that tablecloth fabric. So that'll be a journaling card, some embossed paper, On a Whimsical Adventure, butterflies, and I've added cheesecloth and lace behind it, again, to make them pop. And another journaling card from Raindrop Lila. And then this is from, I believe, Crafty Paper Bits. And this is also from Raindrop Lila, and I remember wishing that I turned it into a tuck spot. But again, I don't think until afterwards and realized, oh, that could have been a cool little tuck spot. Okay, this, so I keep mentioning that I've had a challenging last couple of years, and if you follow me on Instagram, then I mentioned how this one is kind of like a wedding themed palette. Like that's what it reminds me of. Like this is wedding invites. And this is actually, so I got divorced a couple years ago, and it really was a challenging thing for me. I'm not gonna go into details, but you know, it was a choice I made, but even still it was so difficult because of the culture that I grew up in, you know, being Slavic and then also very religious. So it took me just a long time to make this decision, and it was very empowering in the end. And so I included that card. I threw away a lot of other stuff, but I just felt like, you know what, I'll leave that card. It's from one of my family members. And then if you guys saw my post on Instagram, I had like a silk, really pretty silk flower right here, but it was just so big that it was too bulky. So I took it out, but it was a beautiful silk flower actually that was custom designed for my wedding dress, and I still have it. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I decided, you know what, this is a big piece of my past, and it's a really important piece of my past. I'm not going to pretend like it didn't happen, so I feel like this is kind of me processing some of that. Just some pretty wallpaper right here. And then this is like, I just stapled this, and it could be kind of like a tuck spot. And then these, it says for mother. Same with this one, which doesn't really match. So I liked the design, so I just kind of tried to hide the writing on it. Okay, and then almost done. This is a spread with, here's me playing the violin, or at least holding my beloved violin. And I've been playing violin for years and years. So there's a mixture of like ruby and pearl digitals right here. I think this is from her, or no, this is from her right here, like the lighter music pages. But then these yellow pages are again from that book that I altered to make this journal. And if you guys saw my original post, like this ruffle went all the way around, and every time I looked at it, it just bothered me so much. It looked like a gross caterpillar or centipede, so I had to just cut it up and cover up all the messed up pages right here with just some of these music pages, so it looks different now. Oh, and look, it says Firebird right here, which is so serendipitous because I didn't notice that until after I'd already pasted this down. And then this one, I actually didn't decorate this page at all. I don't know yet how I'll decorate it, but I decided just to include it with a bunch of Happy Mail, like mail swaps and pen pal letters. And then I think I'm just gonna embellish it later on. And I love, 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 love these butterflies. They're from Warm Morning Sun. And then last but not least, okay, finally done, you guys. This is my last page, again, with, so it says, you do not just wake up and become the butterfly. Growth is a process. This is by Rupi Kaur. And I literally just ripped this page out of a poetry book that I have of hers, as well as this one, because I thought it was worth it for this spread. And this beautiful image, I also don't remember where I got it, but obviously she has just turned into a butterfly and she's ready to take flight. She looks like, you know, looks so confident and elegant, like she's ready for the next mission. And again, I think that just resembles everything that this journal is supposed to be about. And then I found this. So I had this tucked away in a journal that I made when I was, or I didn't make it, but I had written in it when I was 15, and I just randomly found it in a box of all my journals. And again, I thought it was serendipitous that there was a butterfly on there. And here, I'll pause it, so if you want to look at it, you can. The poem's pretty, it's a sweet poem. I thought it was great for the final page. And then this is just a journaling card, and I glued, because I can't sew, some ruffles right here. Journaling card that I cut out from Ruby and Pearl. This is Ruby and Pearl right here. This is actually Paper Daisy Journals. This rose right here. I have yet to use the rest of her digitals. They're so beautiful, but I thought it would at least include one thing from her. And then just another pretty postcard that I think is so vibrant, and I love all the colors. All right, you guys, I hope I didn't go for like an hour. But anyway, thank you so much for listening. I'm gonna keep getting better with my flip throughs and hopefully set up a YouTube channel as well. All right, thank you so much. If you do have any questions about where some of these things came from and I couldn't remember the name at the time of the flip through, just let me know in the comments or DM me and I'll look into it. Thank you guys. Bye.